Here we are, the final presentation.
Let's not do that.
I know, we can't do that, but it is certainly not least, we have Alexis Edmonds presenting Hairavan.
Hi, my name is Alexis. I'm 20 years old and I am the founder of Hairavan. So I really like to start with I am a maker and a creator, but I also saw a problem, and I've seen this problem for a long time. When I grew up, I really didn't get to participate in style trends, particularly hairstyle trends, that my friends did, and I really felt neglected and left out, that I was never a participant, because not only were these products damaging to my hair, but the black hair experience is a personal and intimate journey itself. So not only for me as an individual, for the community altogether. So when trying to acquire these products to change hair, and particularly back to my story, creating hairstyles to distract myself, the accessibility was not there. I had to travel from state to state, and sometimes even in extreme weather conditions, and I was really over it, and I saw that there needed to be a change. So in June of 2021, I opened Hairavan, the DoorDash for Black products, including hair extensions, pomades, and tools made for Black people. And here's a video to show you a little bit about what we do. I clicked it. Hairavan specializes in providing Black products in underserved spaces, or predominantly white spaces. We provide our products by offering local pop-up shops and same-day delivery services to those ordering through our website or app. Hairavan serves the Black beauty supply products to in-person and e-commerce consumers, not only engaging the Black community, but enhancing and engaging Black beauty supply needs. This problem of inaccessibility and the necessity for these products is something that should already be solved. And as the founder and a consumer myself, I've been ready for change. Are you? So you're probably wondering, how are we going to start from where we were to where we're expanding to? And I'm going to tap into the timeline a little bit here. So our first phase would be the prep phase. That would take about 6 to 12 months, and it's really to allocate all of the cost, including fulfilling inventory, renovating the vans, paying for ads and social media content on different platforms, and hiring employees that are knowledgeable about the products. Phase 2 will consist of the beta run. This is opening a couple of trucks with inventory and putting them in different geographical locations to really gauge where the demographic is and specify where these products are needed. And consumers and braiders can order through the web app version of this process. And then we're going to start on phase 2, or phase 3, which is the Hairavan app itself. The app launch is a little bit different than the web app. This includes location services, connecting van drivers, consumers, and local braiders all together, creating this community. But also it provides subscription services for local braiders. Most braiders usually have their how they schedule appointments on their Instagram. So this really makes a one-stop shop for scheduling appointments, for them to upload their works, and for their clients to leave reviews, creating a consistent clientele for them as well. And then this is also a transactional service, so anyone can order through the app, and it will also be delivered same day. The fourth step of expansion is the Hairavan franchise. This really takes the employees, from employees to managers to owners of their own vans, which really puts people in a position where they didn't have resources to even become an owner of anything, and allowing them to get a chance to do that, but also having Hairavan supply the inventory consistently to these vans, and this will happen when this will include opening more vans across our areas. So for the expansion and startup costs, we're looking for knowledgeable employees, and these employees are a little bit niche. So about 100K I'm looking for ads and social media marketing, because this primarily is going to be boosted by influencers and on different social media platforms to get our message across. I'm gonna look for 100K there. For inventory and fulfillment, our inventory is quite cheap when buying from wholesalers, so I'm looking for about 25 to 30K for startup costs. For app development, this isn't a basic app, but it's not a complex app as well, so I'm looking for 100 to 200K to make sure everything transitions smoothly from the web app version to the app itself. And then for van renovations, whether it be Amazon trucks to old ice cream trucks, we're still gonna need to paint them pink, slap our logo on there, so we're looking about 300 to 500K, with estimate cost totaling about 700K to 850K. This is Hairavan, and thank you for your time.
All right, let's go to our judges. Who'd like to start?
I'll go. Got the hair.
Okay.
So not the exact same hair, but I understand. As soon as you said DoorDash for hair, I was there. So a wonderful way to key into the concept and get everybody thinking about what you're doing. I also, the first thing I thought of when you were talking was franchise. So I was so glad to see that in your business plan, because that's a way to really grow this idea and have it have tremendous legs. One thing I also thought of was partnership with inventory vendors. For instance, would you want to reach out to them and they'll give you supplies for free and all those kinds of things? That would also minimize your startup cost. And there's a platform out there called care.com, and how they operate is they allow parents to find care. What I want to point out about their platform is that everybody who provides the service is an independent contractor. They're not employees. And it might be a way for you to, again, get legs really quickly. You would give them supplies, you would give them, marketing, you would give them, support. But as independent contractors, you wouldn't necessarily have to have them as employees right away, because with employees comes an HR department and labor laws and blah, 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 blah. So again, one way to get started is to think about how can you do this and then transition slowly into a more built out infrastructure that eventually would lead to franchise. But I think it's a marvelous idea, great branding, and you've got a proof of concept. You've already done it, and that's wonderful. So congratulations.
Thank you, Amy.
Thank you.
Buck, let's go to you next.
Sure. Wow, this is an incredible project. You have a mature brand. You have, beyond a proof of concept, you have an MVP. What you're demonstrating, what you've just shared in the video, goes beyond what many of our clients can pull off, and you're doing it. So, I mean, I'm in awe of Hairavan. I really am. I think that it's got legs, and I can't wait to see where you take it. I think your brand is also really beautiful. The way it comes to life, it's evocative, it's mature. Just like keep pushing that. A couple things that come to mind in terms of what comes next. You talked about bringing on employees and hiring as your next big push. It's a really important moment, and you talked about the kind of difficulty of finding that right employee. I think that when I look at customer experience, it starts with employee experience. Great customer experiences come from happy people that work in a place and passionate people. And beyond just like designing maybe a recruitment platform, I would consider it as designing a training platform. You're not going to find, you mentioned that those are very niche people, that knowledge is extremely niche. If you approach it from a training platform, then you can get ahead of the churn. You can get ahead of the kind of the difficulties of finding that perfect person. And you'll have that kind of flywheel that's really going to accelerate growth. And then the last thing I'll say is, you've started really small. but I know you have your eyes set on a bigger system. So what started as is it a food truck converted right now? Yeah.
Yeah.
So what started as a food truck,
It's a U-Haul.
a
That kind of
U-Haul,
hole in it. Yeah.
even better. I love it. Next year it could be a fleet of them. The year after that, it could be physical stores. Next after that, it could be your own line of products, and all of this held together by digital. So I think if you keep thinking about that broader system, and maybe someone to look at and even reach out to in the city of Boston is Air Muir, who started Clover Food Labs. He started Clover maybe 12 years ago out of food trucks, and it's now a scaled platform. So it's a great model. It's clearly working, and I can't wait to see where you take it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bamathi.
Alexis, hey girl, you know I love you. Exactly. I believe in you 100%, 100,000%. You know it. We've talked about this before. You are awesome, and you are everything I love in my students so much. I'm so proud of you. So you did a rocking job, as I expected you would on this, and I know you've been thinking about it for a long time. And as Buck says, I see this growing. I see Amy's point about your hiring folks as independent contractors. I think you pretty much have to do that, but when you get bigger and bigger and bigger, you're going to face some of the same questions that people who run Ubers and stuff face, which is this exploitative? Because you're not going to be giving people benefits. If you're hiring people of color, you do not want to be seen as shafting your own, right? So you want to think about ways to be fair. And I think you are you have a ton of integrity and heart, and I know you will be fair, but try to make sure that people know that you're being fair. Okay, because that's important. You're empowering your own community. That I know you, and I know that's important and dear to your heart, right? So always have that up front and center, and your messaging too. I think that there's a couple things I want you to just think about. One is, that in African women hair care products, there's a range of prices and qualities. Which price point are you going to carry? You're going to go competing with Rihanna up on the high end of the scale there with Fenty, or are you going to go down? I'm sure she has hair care products. If she doesn't, she will next week, right? Or are you going to go like down to Sally Hansen level? And there's a different, hey, I don't have anything against Jerry Curl, right? But it's a different price point, a different brand, a different niche. So think about which products, which price points. I love Buck's point about the training, because you are also going to be training people in how to deal with African American hair. And I assume that you will have an array. I hope you will have an array of people franchising, not just people who already know about this, but people who care about it and want to learn about it. But that's something you're going to get people up to speed on, and on the history of why hair matters to African American women and how, and African women as well, and diaspora women as well, right? So the training part of it, the educating people, your passion, you are so perfectly suited to run this empire, Ms. Edmonds' empire. I can see it already. Not the kind that's on TV that's dysfunctional, the kind that's actually a really great, empowered, passionate empire. But we've talked a little bit, you and I, about logistics, about getting the vans out there, getting them into the communities, how hard that's going to be. You're going to have to be sourcing vans all over the place. I'll tell you right now, there's an insane shortage of truck drivers because the prices that people command to do work like this, your people are not doing long haul trucking, but being in a truck all day on your feet. Ask Clover Dude. Eat at Clover. They're really yummy. It's all like vegetarian.
I love Clover.
I know.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, it's awesome, right? But you know what work like that is like, right?
Yeah.
So think about logistics, think about operations, think about supply chain issues that's going to hit you hard, and think about training, because I think Buck's point is spot on. That's going to be you. You're going to be, it's going to come, the messaging's going to come down for you, and you are so uniquely positioned to do this. Man.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Bamathi.
Thank you, Bonathy.